Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, Speed Supersonic, bringing you guys another video, and in this video today, we're taking a little bit of a break from Sonic Frontiers. We've just been making nothing but Sonic Frontiers videos over here on the channel for it seems like the entire summer. And don't get me wrong, I'm extremely excited for this game. I have the highest of expectations, which maybe I shouldn't, but I do. But I've been talking about it so long, and there's so many other pieces of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise that are so interesting and that are upcoming that I feel like a lot of people's attentions have been diverted away from. In fact, one of those projects is coming this year, and that is Sonic Prime, the Netflix series that was announced all the way back in 2021. We have been waiting for this thing for a very long time. We've even got some new looks at the show as well. Earlier this summer, I believe, we got our first look at the series. We got a look at some of the actors who are going to be in the show. We don't know which characters they are. We got a look at Shadow. We got a look at Big. And it's been basically radio silence since. We don't really know what's going on with the show, and what kind of sparked this video is that there was this reported plot synopsis that came out for the first two episodes, where the show's first episode will be titled Open Your Heart Part 1 and then Part 2, and we won't really be going over that because it's been since debunked by people who actually work on the show, such as some of the producers, writers, Sonic's voice actor himself. Now you might be saying, well, Ricardo, if you're not talking about that or a leak or something, what are we talking about? Well, that's the thing. We've been so deprived of information from this show at this point that people are just making stuff up to talk about. A lot of my friends who are Sonic fans, Sonic Prime has kind of just become like an afterthought. It's been nonstop Sonic Frontiers, with barely any Prime info, and the looks that we have got at Prime are really just of the characters and their designs, which isn't anything too crazy. They're in Green Hill Zone and they look traditional to their game counterparts. My question is, where the heck is this show? I'm not saying that I need the show to release this month or next month. I'm sure it will come at the very tail end of this year, but I feel like we know so little about this show and that we've seen so little about the show, and it's only supposed to come out in a few months. We are now in September. The show's been announced, we've had some looks at it, but I feel like they will save a lot of the info for the trailer that drops like a couple weeks before the show actually comes out, and then we'll have the entire series probably dropping all at once. That's just kind of how Netflix works, but those looks that we have at the show, like I mentioned, are just essentially character reveal trailers. We don't know the proper tone of the show, the style it's going for, the actual story itself presented to us in a trailer. Yes, we have the idea of what the story is going to be from plot synopsis that were given all the way back in 2021 when the show was announced. There's nothing from Sonic Prime that really has been released that is going to get us so excited and ecstatic and out of our seats, and I feel like that is almost intentional. They're definitely 100% holding back info, and I'm trying to judge if this marketing campaign that really hasn't even got started yet is going to be serviceable enough, because we simply don't know when the show is going to be releasing. There were rumors of a December release date. Those have been shut down. Pretty much every rumor about this show that comes out gets shut down by the people working on it. And speaking of the people working on it, I'm sure they want to show us stuff, but at the end of the day, a lot of the decisions come up to Netflix and what they want to do. And while this video isn't me saying that the show is delayed, there is a possibility that the show could be delayed. And I have a theory, and I'm going to say it. Sonic Prime as its own, I'm sure is going to do good. The Sonic fan base is so large and it will support it. It will be a very popular kids property that I'm sure a lot of kids will enjoy watching on Netflix. Netflix is a giant service. I'm sure it will succeed on its own. But that is not enough. You need more stuff to surround Sonic Prime to properly promote it and to market it and to incentivize more seasons, more episodes to really push the show. And part of that is licensing and merchandise. And I believe early this year it was announced that Jakks Pacific and Sega of America are teaming up once again in 2023 to bring a Sonic Prime toy line to stores. So basically the same thing as the Sonic Movie 2 toy line you got, they'll essentially be doing with Sonic Prime. Just different products and characters, obviously. Now that is very exciting, but if you paid attention to the year, it's 2023. Perhaps they didn't get development on these toys or a deal with Jakks Pacific done quick enough to get it ready for the late 2022 release date that is currently set for the show. So I'm thinking, and this is just a theory, don't take this as a fact or that this is like a report or anything, this is just my theory, that Sega and Netflix would rather delay Sonic Prime by a few months in early 2023 to have the show release alongside the toy line so it could sell more toys for Sega, and that'll do good for them. I'm sure Netflix gets a cut of that as well, and vice versa with Netflix. The show will do better because of all the merchandise in stores promoting it. Now if the show were to release once a week like normal television or what Disney Plus traditionally does, that's a different story. I don't think that the idea of, oh, we need this to release alongside the toys, but the entire show will be out on Netflix, most likely at once, because that's just how Netflix works, and they're sticking by that model. But like I mentioned, another thing, and Netflix is very minimal with their marketing of a show until weeks before the show actually releases. This is even the case for something like Stranger Things. You'll be able to have some looks and some sneak peeks like a few months beforehand, or even a few years beforehand, but you'll get that proper trailer, you'll get the proper info and the release date a few weeks or like a month or so before the show drops. We're in really early September, so we basically have 4 more months in the year, which, guys, is not a long time whatsoever. 4 months is going to go by like this. Sonic Frontiers is going to be taking up a lot of November. Would they want to drop it in the same month as Frontiers? Would they like to drop it a month before or after? Point is, the end of this year is going to be jam-packed with Sonic content. While there is always the slim possibility Prime could get delayed, I do believe it will stick to its 2022 release date. I think it being able to eat off of Sonic Frontiers' plate in a way is really going to help it a lot, and Netflix and Sega is able to pick between, hey, do we want Sonic Prime to be able to eat off of Sonic Frontiers and benefit from that game's promotion and marketing, or hey, do we want it to release alongside the toy line so it can just be full on 100% Sonic Prime? Not sure yet, but I do believe that it will release closer to Frontiers. Why has it been so quiet? Why has it been like this? This is just kind of how Netflix is with their marketing of their shows. I do wish that we got more stuff. A lot of people are forgetting about it, but I think it's been kind of cemented in people's heads that yes, a Sonic Prime TV show is coming, but there's been so much stuff in relation to Sonic Frontiers in the past few months, basically the whole summer, that has really been the focus for Sonic this year, and probably will still be. Well, yes, I am looking forward to Sonic Frontiers, and it's probably my most anticipated Sonic project at this point. I am probably looking forward to Sonic Prime equally as much, and I cannot wait for the show, which is why I wanted to make this video. I don't know where it is, you guys don't know where it is. These are just some theories as to why I think the show is taking a little bit to get off the ground. I'm sure the show's fine, it's definitely not canceled. I don't think it would be delayed unless they really do want it to release alongside the toy line, but I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about Sonic Prime? Are you still looking forward to this series? And when do you think we are going to get a trailer or a piece of news simply from this show? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media links to my Twitter and Instagram in the description below. You can follow those for the behind the scenes look at my live future content and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is the #1 destination on YouTube for all things Sonic. Whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comic books, merchandise, and more, we talk about it all. Like I mentioned, we have 2 projects, including Prime, coming out later this year, including Sonic Frontiers. Once again, I know there's some Sonic Frontiers news out there, but we've been talking about this game so much, I need a little bit of a break from it. The day I'm releasing this is the 7th, and that's a day before the 8th, so that means that we are almost 2 months away from Sonic Frontiers. We're about to get a lot of info in relation to this game, some really cool stuff, so to stay tuned for all the updates on that, and including the show that we just talked about. This is the spot to be. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
All night,